I want to take this moment to say thank you to the channel memberships who have subscribed or joined the channel. Thank you, Journey with Kiki, Kimberly Davis, Ishray Artist Management, and Poetic Beauty for your love and your support. Hopefully, you will feel inspired to join the channel also. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome. If this is your first time here, welcome back. If you are a returning supporter, my name is iShell. For this here YouTube channel, I go by Shell. And this is Nurturing Conversations. I decided about a year ago I wanted to do a video podcast and talk about all of the things that people don't talk about. So right there, I'm going to go ahead and give you my disclaimers, and then we're going to get into this. I do not tolerate, hi, lovely. Excuse me, I do not tolerate disrespect in any way, shape, form, or fashion. That is towards me, towards anyone that appears on the screen, towards anyone that appears in the chat. This is a safe space. This is a judgment-free zone. And it's 2023. We are 8 days into 2023. And if you have decided to continue on the road of negativity or continue down the road of being a really shitty person, you're not welcome here. We want you to go somewhere else. There's tons of other videos, platforms you can go, just not right here. There will be curse words. There will be tears. I am not a mental health professional. I have to make sure I say that. I am not a mental health professional. I am just one woman willing to share my personal experiences to let you know two things. One, you are not alone. A lot of times we feel like we are the only person in this great big old world that is going through what we're going through, but we are not alone. And two, you can overcome anything that life throws at you. I said there would be cuss words. Again, my opinion. My opinion is my opinion, and your opinion is your opinion. I'm here. We're here to have a nurturing conversation, to understand each other, to understand how we operate, to understand our habits, to understand everything it is that we can understand about each other so that we can have a complete understanding. You know? Let me see. I think that's it. I'm going to have a video next time we do this. I'm going to have a video. I couldn't get it edited in enough time to put it today, so I had to do it live. But anyways, tonight's conversation is get uncomfortable. We are in the third year of COVID. We are 8 days into 2023, and I was sitting here and I was thinking like, okay, I'm still on a journey of health. I'm still on a journey of healing and self-discovery. I'm still doing healthy living. Of course, this year I'm ramping it up. I'm ramping it up. I realized I wanted to do, like, I'm the type of person when I want to do something, if I don't do it right when I say I want to do it, it'll become like an afterthought. Like, I'll be done, started doing something else, and then be like, oh, I remember when I wanted to do. So I made a promise to myself in 2023, or actually 2022, that I was going to do whatever that came to my mind, I was going to do it. So I was able to accomplish a lot of things by just doing that. And in doing those things, I was so uncomfortable. So uncomfortable. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Sorry. Um, I wanted to actually have a video podcast. If you've been following the channel or you've been here for any length of time, you know that this is originally Sunday night dinner and convo. So that's how I started. I started out with Sunday night dinner and convo, and just talking about taboo topics, talking about shit that nobody else will talk about or people want to talk about, but they don't have a safe space to talk about it. So I was like, you know what? I know I'm not the only person that we want to talk about shit. So let me create a safe space. Let me create a place where, we will have our food and then we'll come and we'll talk. When you eating, two places you're going to talk shit. Well, barbershop, beauty shop, and when you eating, you going to talk. You just talk. How was your day? My day was good. How was your day? You going to talk. So for me, it was like, let me build this community. And in 2022, I was like, okay, it's time for me to put the label on it. It's time for me to put the label on it. It made me so uncomfortable. I don't know if y'all just saw it. It made me so uncomfortable to call it a podcast. Now, I do have another I have another podcast. It's a music podcast. It's actually doing really well. So I knew that I could be good in the podcasting space because I have another podcast. But this is video, and even though I do YouTube and I do Twitch and I live stream, I still get a little uncomfortable when I be on camera. I don't know. Hopefully as I continue to do this, it will be easier. But I wanted to talk today because I was like, I thought last week, and I was like, okay, we are 8 days into 2023. Right now is the time for us to make the decision on what we gonna do with our lives. Are we gonna continue down the road that we was going down before, where we like doing bare minimums and just being okay, being complacent with that bare minimums, or are we gonna ramp it up? Are we gonna be like, you know what? I've been wanting to start a business for the last 2 years. I don't have the money. I don't have this. Are you gonna sit there and still be like, I don't have, I can't do, or are you gonna get up off your ass and figure it out? Get up off your ass and figure it out. I said to myself in 2023, I'm not having a pity party at all. There will be no pity parties, none. I gave myself enough pity parties all the previous years of my life, but right now is no pity parties. I'm gonna suck that shit up and I'm gonna get up and go. I was just telling somebody, I said, I'm 42 years old. I've cried, I laughed, I've been angry, I've been disappointed, I've been happy, I've been all of the emotions ever, right? So I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like. I failed. I had a successful YouTube. I had a fucked up you. I've had a lot of experiences in my life, but you know what I learned from all of that? There was always another day. If the YouTube, if the content I put out on YouTube, it didn't go over as well as I thought it would, why didn't it go over? What could I have done better? I'm asking myself the tough questions. I said to myself, my YouTube, I only posted videos on YouTube. I didn't utilize my other social medias. I didn't even tell the people around me. I didn't tell the people that I know. I didn't tell too much of anybody that I'll post on YouTube. I was just doing YouTube for me. I wanted to be comfortable on camera. I wanted to be comfortable talking to people. I wanted to be comfortable creating videos. I wanted to get comfortable with editing. I was doing it for me. I know it's like you do YouTube. I was creating YouTube for me. I wanted to find my voice. I wanted to find me. And oddly enough, I was able to do that. I was able to do that by being here, getting out of my comfort zone. Every time I hit go live on my software, I was literally shaking. I literally had to tell myself, like, okay, calm down. Is you cool? You good? You in your safe space? Your feet is planted on the ground. You good? And as I began to talk and as I began to share and as I just began to be so transparent, open, and vulnerable, like, that's why I say, like, I don't care if you take what I say in this conversation. I don't care if you do. I don't care if you don't. I don't care. I just hope that it inspires you to be better. I'm not worried about how you view me. I'm not worried about any of those, because at the end of the day, if you come to this nurturing conversation and you get uncomfortable and you go, like, let's say the end of February, the end of this month, hell, you go and be like, I laid out an outline for the book that I've been wanting to write for 3 months, 6 months, a year. I've done my job. I've made sure that you got uncomfortable. I made sure that you was like, you know what? 2023. You know what? I'm not even going to say 2023. I'm going to say January, February, March. We're going to put some time, some dates on it. It's not going to go by before I do the things that I want to do. We don't want to keep saying, oh, yeah, I'm going to wait till the summertime and then, I'm going to do it. You already behind. Like right now, you should already have what you're going to do for the summertime. You want to sell popsicles. You want to sell candles. Whatever you want to do, you should already have a plan on how you want to do it. I said yesterday, I was saying how I said you go to a job that you really hate, but you go to that job just for money. Imagine if you woke up every day and did what you love to do. You want to make candles. You got all the shit in your house. You go to Hobby Lobby. You go to Michael's. You go to all these different places. The $1.25 tree. You go to all these different places and pick up random things. And you be like, one day I'm going to find a time. One day I'm going to be able to do it. It's always that one day. Now, don't get me wrong, because one day got me to the point where I am right now. But as I was seeing that one day, I was moving, I was working, I was putting the time in, I was taking the courses, I was writing the courses, I was doing the outlines, I was making sure that when that one day came, I was ready to take off. 2022, I didn't do half of anything that I said I really wanted to do. And that's because, if you're new here, last year I had a level one trauma surgery, and a lot of things, a lot of complications came from that. I overcame them. I'm here, but it threw a monkey wrench in what I wanted to do in my life. So, um, with that monkey wrench, I was able to start streaming more on Twitch, and streaming more on Twitch got me open up so many doors and opportunities. And I had to accept the fact that I was a live streamer. Someone said to me, like, "Are you a YouTuber? You're a live streamer?" And I was like, "I'm a YouTuber that live streamer. I'm a live streamer. I do both YouTube and live stream." So I was like a YouTuber that live streamer. And then I had to really sit down and ask myself the questions like, what am I? For me, I love instant connection. I love being able to talk to people like right now, and like you are able to respond while I'm talking to you. I love that. I love meeting people in person. I love talking to people in person. That's me. I'm just a real personable person. I was telling someone like I play Call of Duty from 11 at night until 7 in the morning, and I have a blast. Like people come and hang out with me over on my Twitch, and I be there like wide awake playing with people all over the world. And it's the most amazing thing because I'm building relationships with people I probably would have never had I just kept sitting here like, yeah, I'm gonna do it one day. One day I'm gonna do it, and I was just like, you know what? I have nothing else to do in my life. Let me go ahead and start playing Call of Duty Mobile on Twitch. Greatest decision I have made in a long time. And you like from playing Call of Duty Mobile? Yes, because it has given me a different outlook. It's like I was telling people, so I work with music artists, and I was telling them, I was like, music artists say they want to go worldwide and they want to be able to tour in other countries and they got all these grandioso things. And I'm just like, but you won't even get on Twitch. You play video games all day. You won't even get on Twitch and say, hey, come join me over here. We're going to have a video game tournament. I be I literally, it took me getting outside of my comfort zone. I said this before we walked into 2023. I said it took me getting out of my comfort zone to realize that I was unhappy. I was just doing the bare minimum just to get by. I'm not saying that's how you are, but what I'm saying is if you think about your life right now, if you think about it, like, are you where you really want to be? Are you happy? Not like, yeah, my bills is paid, but I still got to go to work next week because I got another bill coming up. But like, are you happy? Not, oh, I got to get this car. I got to do this. Like, are you happy? Like when you wake up in the morning, you go, are you happy that you're able to be alive, that you're able to breathe? Like, I am so to the place now where just being able to sit right here and talk to you, I am overjoyed. Usually when I would come on and speak on the video or even on the mic, I would be shaking. I'm not shaking anymore because it took me getting out of my comfort zone to be right here. And not just the fact that I'm just speaking right now on YouTube, but me getting out of my comfort zone have opened up so many doors for me. So many. I went from being afraid to speak to I'm going to force myself to speak, not force, but I'm going to encourage myself to speak more to now I'm getting public speaking engagements. Huh? I remember a time people were like, "Hey, you want to speak on the panel?" I was like, "Oh no, I'm cool. I'm just gonna sit over here. I'll come though. I'm gonna sit over here." Now it's like, yes, I'm gonna come. You want to be on the podcast? Yes, I will be on your podcast. And I'm not like, oh, because for me, I remember that girl that was sitting over there like, one day I'm going to be able to do that. One day I'm going to have the courage. One day. But being here on YouTube and talking in other circles has allowed me the courage. It helped me find that on the inside. I was telling somebody one day, one day I'm going to do a TED talk, a TEDx talk. TEDx, TED, one of those, right? And I keep saying it, and I'm gonna share with y'all on my vision board this coming week, my digital vision board, because I got a couple of them, anyways. But I put TEDx on there. Someone messaged me earlier in the week, and it was like, "Hey, do you know that TEDx is coming to your state?" And I was like, you get that little nervousness, and I was like, "No, no, no, no. I'm not gonna get nervous because I'm gonna do a TEDx talk. I'm going to do one. I will. I will do a TEDx talk. It takes getting out of your comfort zone. People be like, I said, um, the most of I was, telling someone like what I've been through, how I've overcame it, um, just sharing like the realness of what my story, like just sharing the realness of it. And I was like, you know what? The thing that I found out on this journey of healing and self discovery is the very thing that I was afraid of, or the very thing that I like was reluctant to do. I didn't want to do it. Is now the thing that makes me smile the most. Is the thing that makes me the most happiest. Like, I real life remember it was like, I'm never going to be a teacher. I don't want to be a teacher. It's not me. I'm not a teacher. And then I did my ancestry and realized that I come from decades, generations of teachers, like tenured professors. And then it was like, how do you not be a teacher? And then it was like, I turned 39 and I was like, I guess I'll be a teacher. And from that day to this one, I've been enjoying it. Enjoying it has brought me the greatest joy. It has introduced me to some amazing people. It has opened me up to listen, just get uncomfortable. That's all I got to say is get uncomfortable. If you've never been alone, if you've been in a relationship since you can remember what relationships were, now is the time for you to get uncomfortable. Think about it, right? Maybe you were in a relationship for 10, 15, 20 years, 5, 8, 3, whatever it is, right? And you don't feel like it's going anywhere. It's going anywhere. I can't say for all of your life. I'm just going to talk about these last 3 years, like 20, 21, 22, and now we're in 23. So we're going to talk about those years, right? If the last 3 years of your life have not been productive, you don't feel like you've moved, pushed the needle a little further, you don't feel like you've grown, you don't feel like you've living a better life, you're not as rich as you want to be, or whatever it is, I think I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you in 2023 to get out of your comfort zone, to get uncomfortable. Maybe you've been holding on to this relationship because this person, y'all known each other since y'all was in high school. That's my bro, that's my girl, that's my. Listen, I want to challenge you to get uncomfortable. Get uncomfortable. Maybe it's time for you to know what it's like to be alone. I feel like I said, I feel like a lot of people with COVID happened, and a lot of people was like, I don't want to be alone because it's like we don't know what's going to happen, right? So people were tolerating things. Like people are in situations where they were tolerating things. Like it was like, okay, nobody can go to work. So now it's like, oh, I can go to work. I need to have this money. I need to do this. But in reality, it's like you don't really need that. What you need to do, what we need to do is I'm gonna figure out this mic situation in a moment. But what we need to do is we need to take care of ourselves. We need to start putting ourselves first. Like Someone said, "Oh, because you're on a journey of healing and self-discovery, you expect everybody." I don't expect you to like make the decision to go on a journey of healing and self-discovery. I would encourage you to, but I don't expect you to do that. But what I do expect you to do is be better. Is to be better. If you are at a job, I keep saying jobs, and because this is what you hear people complain about all the time. I don't like this job. I hate this job. My manager make me do more. They need to pay me more. All that's what you hear all the time, and I just be like, why don't you quit? You say, why don't you quit? Then it be like, man, I got bills, I got kids, I got all of those are legitimate things, right? But imagine this, right? Just go with me, right? Imagine you are a parent, right? And you have an idea for a business, and you put your business, your child see you giving everything you got to your business. It's your business, it's your baby, you birthing it. They see you working hard. What do you think that is going to do for your child? It's going to inspire them, right? To want to be an entrepreneur or want to be their own boss, right? Imagine if your child hears you or sees you come in from work and you complain every day about how tired it is, you hate that job, you don't like it, you wish you had more money. Imagine how that is going to affect your child. Now, I'm not a parent, but I will tell you this, it will affect them. It will affect them. You might not think like, no, they're gonna grow up, they're gonna get a job. But the reality of it is you don't even want that job. You don't want to go punch that clock in. So when they be like, okay, I literally told my mom, right? If you are a parent, if you are a parent, I want you to encourage your child to do whatever it is that they want to do, as long as it is not harming anyone else. Because when I was younger, my mother said, "You're not gonna make any money from smacking or video games." Like she real life, like she would, we drilled. She drilled smacking in us. Don't smack. I don't know what area you grew up in, but I grew up in the 80s. They was like, don't smack you with your mouth closed, right? So I told my mother, I was like, I could have been making millions of dollars right now. People sitting at home playing video games making millions of dollars. People sitting in front of the camera eating food and smacking making millions of dollars. There's an he's not eight. I don't know how old Ryan's toy review is right now, but he's making millions of dollars from playing with toys he would play with every day. You're probably watching this, been saying for the last 3 years you're going to do a YouTube channel. All you have to do is set your phone up. Hold on, I'm going to give y'all a real quick. This would be a real quick video for you. That's all you got to do. Take your phone, hold it like this and say, "Hi, I am insert name here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. On this channel, I'm going to do pranks, mukbangs, reviews. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to eat. I'm going to walk my dog. I'm going to take y'all on a van. Whatever we going to do, I'm going to do this. I'm going to upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, one time a week, 15 times a week. I'm going to go live 6 times a week. I'm going to do whatever it is. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And see y'all later. You already got your first YouTube channel. Got your first video, your channel gonna be popping. Then all you have to do is take that video and chop it up and put it on all your social medias. Tell them, hey, go follow me on my YouTube. You took one piece of content and chopped it up and put it on all your other videos. I don't got the lights. I got a lamp right now. Like a lamp that actually somebody gave me a lamp. And I got a lamp right there. Somebody bought me that, but I started with just my phone and a lamp. And because I got more dedicated, I was more consistent with it, I upgraded to another lamp. So I got lamps. I got these little YouTube lights that you buy. It's like $40 and it come with a light, a mic, a little control arm thing where I can put my other light on there. I don't be spending no whole lot of money. You probably like, oh, I gotta wait till I get no. If you start small, all of the other things will come. Get uncomfortable. I don't like being in front of the camera, but you be in front of the camera taking your Instagram pictures and be all you have to do is go record, hit go live or record. Make your videos. Y'all see all the people that's getting millions of dollars from just doing things you do? I know, wait. I know you had one of these moments. And I'm guarantee I can guarantee that you had one of these moments. You watched somebody do something and you said in your mind, man, I could do that so much better. And it's not that you could do it better like that, but you know that's what you should be doing. You know that, right? You ever like want to be a basketball player or you want to be a coach or you like, man, if he would have moved like this, he could have got away and why don't you do that? Why don't you make a YouTube? See, I think I be having good ideas. As I be having good ideas, right? I literally told somebody, I was like, every time I scroll on my social media, I see you and you are telling what good fragrances are, right? You are saying, oh, you should take this Ariana Grande and mix it with this vanilla, or you telling people how to put fragrances together, right? I was like, why don't you do that on a YouTube channel? No, ain't nobody going. And I'm looking at their views as I'm scrolling. I'm looking at the views. Like people will actually watch you tell them like what fragrances go together. Like we think like we don't get it like how people like TMZ in the shade room get so many people that clicks on them because it's like they're feeding us the thing that we all got a little messy to us. So we watching it. And they're not all messy. Well, shade room isn't all messy, but we watch it because some part of that feeds us. For me, I just be thinking like, man, that would be dope if you do that. Like, I was like, right now, I was like, oh, I want to do a vision board, right? So I was like, oh, I wonder who else is doing a digital vision board. So I was like, I'm gonna do mine, and then I'm gonna go see some other ones, and I'm gonna tag them in a description box. You don't gotta only follow my digital digital vision board. But here's some other people could do. You don't gotta just come to my YouTube channel. You gotta just follow my podcast. Everybody. I'm showing everybody out. You do a podcast. You do a podcast. Let me know. I'm gonna tag you in the description box, or I'll tag you in the comments so other people can, come and support. That's what it's all about for me. I did a podcast interview, um, Monday, Tuesday, earlier in the week. I did a podcast interview and it was like I was telling them like what I do, like I'm a live streamer, I do this, and they was like, wait, you stream? Wait, you play Call of Duty Mobile? Wait, you do? And they were like shocked, and I was just like, yeah, I do it. I build communities. Like I got a community on Twitch, I got a community on TikTok, I got this community here. I be everywhere building communities. I don't be thinking about monetization because in my mind I think like if I establish a relationship with you and I say, hey, I have this T-shirt, and because we have a good rapport with each other, you will buy the T-shirt. It's, I mean, that's just how I look at it. If I say, hey, I'm having a concert in your state or your city or your town, and would you like to come? And then you come and buy a ticket to my show. I mean, that's what I be thinking about building community, building relationships with people. So if I do be like, hey, I'm about to go on a cruise and I'm going to be in Texas for a couple of days. Who out here? Let's hang out. I don't know. I just feel like I build community. Now, let me say, I haven't really been out much. I do go out, but I haven't really been out much. So, 2023, I'm telling y'all to get uncomfortable. And let me tell y'all what I'm going to do to be uncomfortable. I'm going to get outside. Oh, I feel so weird saying that, but I'm going to get outside. I'm going to be outside. I'm going to go to networking events. I'm going to go. I said on Tuesday, I'm going to go to the movies. I'm going to take y'all with me. I'm going to go to the movies and I'm going to watch Avatar. I haven't really done things outside because I've been so in the house. Once you have COVID and then you have a major surgery and there's complications, it's just like, I don't want to be outside. I don't want you to, don't cough on me. Don't sneeze on me. Is you sick? I went through all of that. That's where I spent 2022. Like I don't want to be sick again. I don't. Now it's 2023. I'm like I'm out here. I'm going on a cruise. I'm out here. I'm out here. See, it's a little uncomfortable to say that, but I'm out here. I'm going to do that. I shall do that. Y'all will see because I'm going to bring y'all along. That's what it's all about. Being uncomfortable. I don't want to be in a situation where I'm just so comfortable. I'm so comfortable that I stop doing the things that I do regularly because I'm comfortable. No, I don't want to. Even if you got a job, right? Say you want to get a job, you want to get like you want to go for supervisor or a manager or whatever position come and you be like, nah, I don't know if I'm gonna get that. Go apply for the fucking job. Apply to the fucking school. Apply. Even if you don't believe that you'll get it. Just do it anyways. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why, right? I said years ago that I was going to score a documentary. I said this every day. I kept saying one day I'm doing this in preparation for that one day when somebody be like, hey, could you score this documentary? I wasn't gonna be like, well, I don't know how to do it. I've never scored a documentary before. I watch movies all the time. I watch movies, I watch TV shows. I'm a music artist, I'm a music creator, so I pay attention to music. I know what kind of music go where. I know how to do it. You ever see a love sing and then you notice that the music switch from being like rah rah to like it go real mellow and then it sets the mood and now you feeling all kind of way because you're watching them on the screen. Yeah, I studied that. I studied that. So when I got presented with the opportunity to score a documentary for a little second, I'm not gonna act like I wasn't afraid. For a little second, I was like, I don't know. And I said, yes, I will score this documentary. Yep, I'm going to do it. So I got the documentary and they was like, do whatever it is that you feel like, fits or whatever. So I did that and I sent it back to them and they were like, oh my God, this is amazing. I was like, okay, cool. Checked off my list. I scored a documentary. Now that wasn't the end of it though. See, that was me. That was the end of my thought. Like, yeah, I scored a documentary. And so then they were like, hey, we want to put you on the line with these audio mixers or somebody from London. And I was like, okay, cool. So I'm sitting on a thing. I'm not even thinking anything other than I scored a documentary. That's all I was thinking about, right? I'm sitting on the phone and they're like, well, how many documentaries have you scored? You did a really good job. How many documentaries have you scored? And I'm sitting there like, what? I did a good job. Like, it's my first documentary. Get the fuck out of here. That was your first documentary. I was like, yes, that was the first documentary I've ever scored. And they were like, oh my God, you got a knack for this thing. And I was like, maybe I do. And then, I just went back to my regular life, doing my YouTube videos, doing my real life stuff. And then she called me and she's like, hey, I'm submitting for this film festival. And I was like, a film festival? And again, I'm just thinking I scored a documentary because that's all I saw. That's all I thought. That's all I wanted to do because that one day I was going to do that. Put it in a film festival. And it ended up going into 5 film festivals, right? 5 film festivals. All I wanted to do was score a documentary. So I'm thinking, that's the end of it. Hoo-hoo, I scored a documentary. It still has not registered that I scored a documentary until February, I think 2020, 2021, one of these years. No, it was 2021. Scored it in 2021 February. She called. She said, hey, HBO Max is doing Black History and I'm going to submit the documentary for that. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm watching HBO Max. What? That's a documentary that I scored. Now, it was only supposed to be there for Black History Month. You go to HBO Max. It's still Growing Up Milwaukee is a documentary that I scored and it's still streaming on HBO Max. But I said all that to say you have to get out of your comfort zone in order to do that. Like you probably just sitting over there like, yeah, I'm going to upload these YouTube videos and I'm going to be viral and I'm going to start making millions of dollars. But no, you got to do something beyond that. You got to plan out your YouTube videos, upgrade your thumbnails, figure out how you got to figure it all out. Have a plan. I say have a plan because, life throws us Life throws us curveballs, but you at least will have a foundation. So maybe if you get knocked off a little bit, you'll be able to look at your plan and be like, okay, yeah, this is where I want to go. This is my next step. This is what I need to do next. For me, 2022, I was like, I had, I was going to travel. I was going to do all kinds of stuff. But I didn't physically get to travel. I wasn't physically capable of traveling or going different places. But from sitting right here with my controller, is here because this is where I play video games. But sitting right here with my controller, I was able to go to Trinidad and Tobago, Germany, Russia, Saudi Arabia, the Netherlands, of course, London. Like, I've been able to play with different people from all walks of life. I've been able to have conversations with people. This is why I say, like, it's so, like, I live in America. I live in Wisconsin. I live in America, right? And I am grateful where I can be like, I am a lesbian. I'm a proud card carrying member of the Alphabet Mafia. And I was cool. Like, I'm cool to say that. I don't have to worry about anybody breaking down my doors, or like I don't have to worry about anybody like putting me in jail or anything like that. So I'm playing Call of Duty Mobile, and I'm talking to the different people from all over the world, and I'm playing with this one guy from Saudi Arabia, and he was like, no, if they look suspect anything like that, they would either throw you in jail or they will, you will no longer be here. And I was just like, holy shit. And here I am in America, just like, yeah, look at me, got my rainbow and everything. And like, they can't do that over there. Opened up my eyes, like, he was telling us the realness of it. And I was just like, holy shit. Yeah. Proud to be an American. Because, hold on. I thought I brought water in here. It's okay. I'm getting out of my comfort zone because I'm coughing on camera, but that's what happens, you know? That's what happens. Shit happens. And if you just be like, oh, I'm going to keep coughing, I'm going to keep coughing on camera, so I don't want to do it. No, I'm going to do it. I wish I had a spoon because I was going to throw back some honey. Hold on. This is going to give me a good minute to see how this Be Right Back screen work. Hold on. I'm back. That didn't work. That didn't work. So I'm going to pull out one of these. I literally have everything except for water. As y'all can see. I have everything except for water. At my desk when you're a live streamer. Gotta be prepared. Anyways, you gotta get uncomfortable. I made that little Be Right Back screen because when I be live streaming, you have to go to the bathroom or something, and you don't want to just like leave your screen right there. You gotta make that. I literally told somebody, I said, I have so many talents, but I don't use them. I wasn't using them. I can write songs. I can create graphics. I can build websites. I could play instruments, poetry, dance. I can do all of that, but I don't do any of that. I wasn't doing nothing with that. And I was thinking about how many people be praying to God, like, God, bless me with a musical ability. And here I am just sitting here like, God, help me get the necessary things to do YouTube. And here I got everything, and I'm just sitting over here chilling. It's like, think about how many people would love to be in the spot that you were in, and you're just sitting there like, Thank you for that, lovely. I'm sorry, I wasn't really paying attention to the. I just be talking. I'm super excited. I'm so excited that I found my voice that I real life be talking. And when I be talking now, before you ever be in a room full of people and they be talking and you be like, I want to say something, but I don't want to say something because I don't know how they gonna look at me. No, I be talking. I talk right in the midst of them, and they just be looking at me like, "Oh my God, tell us more." And it's so weird because I remember myself not being one that's gonna talk. I sit on a board for a local organization. That in and of itself is amazing because I sit on the board from someone that I met from just going to networking events years ago. And they were like, hey, I would love for you to be on the board for my nonprofit. And I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to do that because I just want to be a streamer. I just want to be. All the while, I'm like, no, do, I want to do more. I want to do more. And so they asked me back in December, and I was like, yep, I'll do it. Before I can, that little bit of, yep, I'll do it. What do I got to do? And they gave me what I have to do, and it's been great. It's been great. And another thing that I realized is I started, wait, of course I'll be there. Of course I'll be there. Send me you got my email. Send me a thing and I'll definitely come. Listen, I'll be supporting everybody. I support everybody cuz you know what I say? They say all you need is one person to believe in you and you could do it. If you don't have that one person, I volunteer to be your one person. I believe in you. I believe that you could whatever you put your mind to do, you could do it. I kept telling myself that. I kept saying, I'm gonna start a podcast. I'm gonna start a podcast. And then I was just like, it's Sunday night dinner and convo. And if you go look at my channel, like this, it wasn't Nurturing Conversation podcast, but it was Sunday night dinner and convo, and I did it for like about a year and a half. And the other half of the year, it became Nurturing Conversation podcast because that's when I was comfortable. Like I was comfortable to say it was an actual podcast. It has been great ever since. I know you're probably like, what do you mean it's great? It's been great for me because now I could talk on the mic and not be afraid. It's I'm not like, ooh. And it's not afraid about like what, somebody gonna think or like what people gonna say because listen, I'm gonna tell you. Let me tell you this in case nobody else told you this. The same people you are worried about thinking or saying or judging you, they have lives too. And we all can be judged at any time. So for me, I look at it like this. I don't judge anybody else, but if you decide that you want to judge me, that's your business, not mine. I tell you all about myself not so that you can have ammo to use against me at a later time because at the end of the day, I'm not going to care. I'm going to look at you and be like, so, and? What happens after somebody says so, and? There's really nothing that can come after that. You probably feel a little salty, then you want to fight or you want to cuss, but it's going to be like, so, and? Somebody say your hair ugly. So, and? It took me a minute to get there. Because you ever look back at the person you used to be? Or the person like I just have to calm, I have to breathe because if I don't breathe, I real life be looking at people. I real life used to look at people and be like, man, you don't even know that your life is in jeopardy. It's like you ever have that one sibling? It's always one. Maybe you got more than one. It's always that one sibling that just think like I'm gonna try it. Like we all know, like I would never curse my mother out just because I have a lot of respect for her or like talk back to her. I would never do that. I'm not saying that my younger siblings don't have respect. Maybe I don't know what it is, but I ain't gonna do it. You know, they'd be like, "Oh, would you slap your mama for $1 million?" I wouldn't do it. I don't care about no $1 million like that. But these young ones, oh, they gonna slap you. Which side of the face you want it on? I seen a prank today. Listen, I seen a prank today. It was two kids. There's a this TikTok is dangerous. TikTok is dangerous. I just said that because I just realized. I watched a TikTok where it's like you do a little dance and then like they slap their mama. I said, "Oh no, we wouldn't have never thought of nothing like that." That's the new age. They think of all kinds of stuff. Them two little girls slapped their mama. I said, "Oh, I know that the camera went off." I said, "Oh, I know. We all know what happened after that. we all know. We all know what happened after that." But I would have never thought about that. That's even like with kids. I've a 20-year old nephew, and he's the oldest, and I have a 2-year old niece. I've not whipped not nan one of them. Not nan one of them. People was like, "Oh no, you gotta whoop them. They're gonna be bad." And I just look at them and I'm like, "No, they're not gonna be bad. They're gonna be disrespectful. They're gonna be rude. No, they not." Because I acknowledge them as human beings. I acknowledge them as they have a mind. Like, yes, they are kids. Yes, they are. But I acknowledge them as human beings. I'm not. What am I whooping you for? Because you didn't listen to me. I'm not that type of person where, oh, you don't listen to me, so I gotta know. I make sure that I use my words, and tell them what I want them to do. Now that 2-year old though, that 2-year old, she's something else. But I understand that she's in her training, like she's in her learning stages, so she gonna test boundaries. No, nobody is more gangster than a 2-year old. I'm gonna tell you that much. A 2-year old, whoo, them some little gangsters. Cause she don't have no fear. She will look at a dog while it's slobber coming from his mouth and everything. She gonna look at that dog like, you wanna go? That's how bad. She's not bad. That's how my 2-year old niece is. She's really tough. Really tough. But you gotta get out of the comfort zone. Gotta do something different. I said this multiple times last year because I don't think we'd be looking up the definitions of stuff. I think we just go with what people say. Like, somebody ever told you to be humble? Have you ever read the definition of humble? When I started thinking about people be like, "Oh, be humble," and I was like, I'm not a type of person that be like, "Oh, look at me and look what I did," but when I do something, well, in the last couple of years, when I've done something, I've talked about it. Because all of my life, I've never talked about all of my accomplishments, the things that I accomplished. I never talked about it. It would just happen, and I'd just be like, "Okay, cool, on to the next one." And that's because I allowed you should just be humble. Be humble for what? No, I'm turning my light up. I'm turning my light up. I'm going to shine. I'm going to tell you all about documentaries. I'm going to tell you all about TEDx. I'm going to tell you all about every fucking thing that I do. Best of Milwaukee. I'm telling you all about everything. You know why? Not to be braggadocious, but I'm telling you so that you can feel inspired to do it. Feel inspired to start your YouTube channel. Again, write that book. Um, you're a makeup artist and you do videos about what palettes you use. I don't even know makeup terms, but what palettes you use or what brush or blender tools. How do you clean your makeup brushes? Like, there's so many different things. I listen. Let me tell you, all right. I said I learned how to fix. I learned how to do my brakes from. I drive a Yukon XL, right? I learned how to do my brakes. I learned how to change my headlights. I learned how to change my spark spark plugs. I know I don't got spark plugs. I got coils. I learned how to do all this, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start doing that on YouTube. It's mechanics out. How many girl mechanics you know? Female mechanics, lady mechanics you know. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be one on YouTube. Now I don't got no mechanic license, but listen, it works My breaks. I'm gonna get my breaks tomorrow. My breaks. I'm gonna do my breaks. I'm gonna show you all of that. We don't gotta wait for people. We don't gotta wait for people. We wait for our husbands, brothers, cousins, waiting for them to put it on. Listen, you know we gonna be waiting forever. My brother said, "Oh, if you get the breaks, I put them on." I was like, "Oh, okay." I know my brother don't put brakes on. He don't. He don't do that. He go pay somebody to do that. And I was like, okay, I'm happy that you would do that because you know that's my brother. He like, yeah, you my sister, so I'm gonna do it for you. But I'm gonna do that. I went to change my headlight the other day. My brother was like, no, you got to stick your hand up in it. And I was like, now wait. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. Let's say that. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. But when they get all cut up and stuff, I was like, is there some kind of gloves that I can wear that won't get my, I don't like to get my hands cut up. I don't mind getting my hands dirty, but cut up, that's a no for me. Because it's a no. No. Give me the gloves and I'll do it. I remember the first time, like, I had to jack my truck up. Whoo! Now, that's a task, but I was able to do it. I had called a flat. They was like, "You gonna change your own tire?" Yes, I am. What I'm gonna call AAA? And they go, "No." I pulled that 2 ton, 2 ton jack, flipped that mud up, zipped it. So I need to get me one of these. I call it a it's a hang. I just had it. Impact gun. I think that's what it is. You just put it on your lug nuts, and then cause that 4-way be killing my arm. Be killing it. No, I'm upgrading. That's what I'm doing. I'm super excited because I'm getting outside of my comfort zone. I thought to myself, I said, I worked out in private in 2022. And the thing that I realized is that I felt so ashamed because I had just did 219 workouts in 2021, right? I felt so ashamed because it's 2022 and I couldn't do a workout. And then I had to tell myself, you just had a level 1 trauma surgery where they cut you from the mm, all the way up and you have staples in your stomach and you are still recovering and you are ashamed because you shouldn't be working out in the first place. So I had to have these conversations. So I'm saying you got to get uncomfortable and have those uncomfortable conversations with yourself. Like, why do I get up and go to a job that I know I don't love? I can guarantee you what your first answer is because I need the money. Because if you think about it, right, if whatever deity you worship, God, Buddha, Allah, whatever, if they was like, you know what, I'm going to make you a millionaire, you wouldn't think about that fucking job ever again. Why? Because you got money. What are you gonna do? You're gonna live your fucking life. You're gonna live it. Everywhere you want to travel, everything you wanted to buy, you're gonna buy it, and then you're gonna realize none of that shit made you happy. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I should have been doing. That's what I should have been doing. So, I'm over here doing my exercises and I'm like, oh, it hurts and I'm crying. And everybody was like, well, you probably shouldn't be doing it. I was like, no, but I got to exercise. And it's like, rest. Get out of my comfort. My comfort zone was always working, like always. I was always doing something. Always. I couldn't sit still. I don't know how to sit still. Real life, I did not know how to sit still. And then it was like, you know what? I'm gonna try this rest thing. Let's see what this rest stuff be like. I'm not gonna act like I got it all together because I don't. Because sometimes I still be it still be a little, but I'm doing a lot better. I rest now. I take naps. You ever wonder why they had us taking naps back in kindergarten, elementary school? You ever wonder? Because our body needs that. I get tired. I'm not part of the I don't get tired. I get tired. I get tired and I go I go lay down or This chair that I'm sitting in, I can kick my feet all the way up, and I got a massager in it. It's the best. So when I be playing Call of Duty Mobile, y'all see this? I put my I put my thing like this, put my feet up, gaming away, gaming away. But I had to get out of my comfort zone. I wasn't gonna be a gamer. You know how many times I downloaded Call of Duty Mobile and deleted it off of my phone? And then it was like, well, you can't work out, can't run up and down stairs, can't go outside because you're still. So I was like, I'm gonna play Call of Duty Mobile. And then I became legendary, and then, it's been a fun time. I've been meeting new people, building relationships. It's been a fun time. Even just sitting here, like conducting business. Like I will always tell people all the time. I said one day, I believe in the one day. If you have a one day, hold on to that one day, but make you a plan and put the work, do the work. I said one day it's gonna be a point where we don't have to go outside for anything. And then I didn't know it was gonna take a global fucking pandemic, but I was excited. I don't like to go outside. Last time I was outside, it's Tuesday. Last time I was outside was Tuesday. I had to remember because I don't really go outside. Um, send me an email. We could do this. We can most definitely do this. I Before I came on here, I was telling someone, I'm just be having little ideas. If I see somebody is really like brilliant at something or like they're great at something, I'll be like, why don't you just turn it into a content, YouTube content? Then I'll be telling YouTubers, hi, YouTubers, if you're watching, why don't you turn your live streams into Twitch content? Because, YouTube and Twitch or TikTok. I be sharing the resources. People be like, you shouldn't do that. You should do. I'm just like, listen, at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you one thing that I really love. I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of things that I love, but the community over there on Twitch is amazing. Like, amazing. Like, the community here on YouTube be a little, you got to be mindful. I got a whole video coming about that too, but you got to be mindful. I'm mindful over there on Twitch too, but I'm going to tell you, it's a totally different atmosphere over there on Twitch. They are so supportive. They give you resources. They do all of that. And a lot of it be free of charge. I'm not going to say a lot of it. The majority of it, all of it is free of charge. It's just building community. And so I be over there like, man, I said I wanted to do puzzles, right? Like puzzles. Um I was like, oh, I don't have the right camera. I don't have this. I don't have that. Yes, that happens to me too. Cause sometimes instead of being our great selves, we like to fall back into complacency and we just be like, oh, I'm doing the best that I can when you know that you could do better. So I was giving myself all these excuses, and then I hit my iPhone and it was like upgrade to iOS 16 or something like that. And I was like, well, I ain't got nothing else to do. Hit it, right? And so when it reset, it was like, do you want to use your phone as a webcam? I said, what? Hit that. And then the software I was using, I was able to put it in the software. And then I have a boom. I just showed I had a boom arm right here. I was like, oh, hold on. Let me figure out. So I turned the camera, did my first puzzle live stream, and people actually came and kicked it with me, and it was dope. And I got inspired from watching a lady. Her name is I Love Puzzles. If you go over to Twitch, her name is I Love Puzzles. She's like the grandmother of Twitch. And so we was over there, and I was like, you know what? I remember when I was little, I used to do puzzles and I used to do Scrabble with my grandma. Like that was the thing. Like you go to your grandma's house, you already know puzzles. Sorry, y'all. Puzzles, uh, Scrabble, and we was gonna be baking something. It was gonna be cake, pies, cookies. It was gonna be something. You already knew that. So I've been feeling real nostalgic lately. So And I was like, yeah, I want to do a puzzle. I went to the $1.25 tree because y'all know it's not a dollar anymore, and I found puzzles. And I was like, I gotta start small. They was like, oh, you could do 1,000 piece puzzle. I was like, oh, no, no, no. Mm-mm. I haven't done one of these since I was like a teenager. So I'm gonna get 100 piece. So I actually got 100 piece Spider-Man puzzle because I took my nephew to the $1.25 tree. He to call it the toy store because every time we go to the store, he finds a new toy that he don't have, and I got him all around. PJ, he got the entire PJ Masks set, the entire Incredible set. He got the entire Monsters Inc. He got all of them. They come in these little bitty things. And every time we go, I say he's not getting another one. He's like, "Oh, Tizzy, look, Spider Man." I was like, "Oh, it's a puzzle. I'll do that for you." And then I put it, they got the glue and stuff, and then you could put it in a frame. I was like, "Oh, I'm about to start." I just told y'all the business idea that y'all can do. But hey, I'm about to start putting puzzles together and doing all that because people do that on Etsy, right? They got a whole Etsy. Don't worry, I got an Etsy site coming up. Yeah, I'm monetizing all of my creative gifts in 2023. I'm getting out of my comfort zone. I'm getting uncomfortable. I'm actually out of my comfort zone. Let me tell y'all what helped me get out of my comfort zone. Every Saturday night at 9, I come here and I do karaoke. I said I need to start utilizing my other social medias because I don't utilize them. I have them, but I don't utilize them. The only ones I actually utilize is YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. That's it. I got a Facebook. Sometimes I post over there. Sometimes I don't. I don't really rock with Facebook or Instagram like that. But you see, it's on my screen because. But I was like, let me do something different. Let me get out of my comfort zone. So I was like, I'm gonna start doing karaoke on Twitch on Wednesdays, right? So my first one, I didn't really tell anybody I was gonna do it, but the way that Twitch work over there, when somebody see you doing something like a karaoke, you build a community, oh, they gonna flood you. They gonna flood you and they gonna come and they gonna talk to you, gonna hang out in your whole channel the entire time. So I was like, I'm gonna do karaoke on Wednesdays. Now, I have themed karaoke's like I do here on the channel. I have themed karaoke. So I use Discord for Twitch, right? People start popping in there and they was singing. They was like, "Do I have to sing R&B?" I was like, "No, you can sing whatever song you want to sing, long as it ain't, one of those songs. You can sing whatever song you want to sing." People done sung country, rock, gospel. They done sung in foreign languages. I was lit. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, I'm gonna figure out how you do karaoke on TikTok. I figured it out. And guess what I do? I do karaoke on TikToks on Thursday. So I was like, man, I went from just doing Saturday Night Vibes on YouTube to now Wednesday Night Vibes on Twitch and Thursday Night Vibes on TikTok. From just getting out of my comfort zone, from just being uncomfortable. I said I want to do more singing, I want to do more songwriting, I want to do more things with my creativity. So tomorrow is Monday. I am doing beats and convo, so I will be here making music. It's all about getting uncomfortable. It's all about getting uncomfortable. The moment I was like, okay, I'm about to start recording, I'm about to start doing this, somebody hit me up and was like, hey, do you still have? And I was like, yeah, I do. And I was like, well, what you doing with it? Nothing. It's just sitting there. Well, let's work on it. And so I'll tell you at the end of this month what I'll be doing in February. So yeah, it's just that getting out of your comfort zone, getting uncomfortable, not putting it off to okay in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 7 years, 8 years, because the last 3 years just showed us 2, 3 years just showed us that hey, life can throw you some curveballs, and what are you gonna do about it? I was telling all the musicians, I was like, in 2020 they was giving so much money. Where I was like, y'all could have bought recording equipment, you could have bought lights, tripods, boom arms, you could have did all of that, and like monetize all of this. You could have did that. And I laughed because I was like, I've been saying for the last 5 years, I've been telling music creatives to get on social media, and they're like, I don't want to be in front of the camera, I don't know. And I'm just thinking in my mind, like, how you gonna be an artist? And we all see what happened to people have their phones now. Before it would just be like people paparazzi, right, with the cameras. Now you got people with their phones, so they can put their phone in your face. Can you take a picture with me? Hey, look at me. And you don't want to be on camera. And then the crazy thing is because 2023 came in and then people was like, hey, can you show me how to set the YouTube? Can you show me YouTube? Can you show me Twitch? I was like, yeah, of course. I could show you anything you want. I could show you how to do all of it. When do you want to start? I I real life was like, I'm gonna utilize everything that I got to make sure that I provide the resources, provide the information. So if somebody want to do it, they don't be like, I don't know where to start. YouTube is listen. I learned how to do so much stuff from YouTube, like real life YouTube. I learned how to do it from YouTube. I got right now. I got alerts on the channel. You know what I'm gonna see? I'm gonna see if y'all can see it. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me see. I'm watching. I'm watching myself while I'm doing this to make sure they work. Okay, it worked. Anyways, so I got alerts on my channel. So when somebody subscribe, when they donate, super chat, become a member, I got alerts for that. Like I real life took the time to figure out how to do these things. All this you see right here, the be right back screen, all that I took time to figure out how to do that because I said 2023, I'm elevating everything that I do. I was doing I had, some screens or whatever in 2022 and 2021, but I was like, no, I want to do something different. I want to figure out how to put alerts. I want to figure out how to give channel points. I want to figure out how to do all of those things because I just want to be better. And then once I figure it out, I'm going to let y'all know how to do it because we should all be doing it. I remember when I started live streaming, I was like, why don't everybody live stream? Why are you not live streaming? Well, I don't got 1,000 followers. No, all you need to do is do this and then now people be live streaming. I just I just be happy. Hey, you want to get overlays? Y'all going live? You want to get overlays for your channel? Let me show you how to do that. I think it looked dope. I know that's just me. I wanted to get out of my comfort zone, so I did whatever it took. And I was like, hey, I wonder if more people know that they could get out of their comfort zone, or I wouldn't say like being uncomfortable. I listened to Bill Bellamy tell a story, or not a story. He told about his experience, what made him become Bill Bellamy. Like, oh yeah, he was Bill Bellamy, but what made him become Bill Bellamy? He was like, he went to go get in a Def Jam holiday party or something, holiday jam or something like that. And he said he was Bill Bellamy. He was Bill Bellamy. He's like, but they told him they was at capacity. They weren't letting nobody else in the door. He said Mary J. Blige, um, LL Cool J, and somebody else walked past me. He said it was in that moment. He said he had all his guys. He said in that moment, I knew that I had to work harder and I had to do whatever I needed to do to make sure that I become Bill Bellamy. The next time this will never happen to me again. I said to myself, I said I have to heal. I have to heal. Because clearly there is something broken that was in me. There's something broken. Because I was accepting shit. You ever say these words? You ever say, I wish a motherfucker would? Have you ever said that? Have you ever had a motherfucker to actually do it? And have your response been the I wish it, if that would have happened, have your response ever been that? Because I remember I said to myself, I wish a motherfucker would, and a motherfucker did, and I was just like, wait a minute. I remember the old me said, I wish somebody would do this because I was gonna pop off and this is what it was gonna be. And now it was just like, why am I tolerating this? I deserve better than this. Why am I not? What is going on with me? And I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going on a journey of healing and self discovery. Now, when I said that shit, right, it sound cool, right? I'm going on a journey of healing and self discovery. It sound cool, but I'm gonna tell you this, right? If you ever make the decision to heal from what's up in here, I can tell you two things. One, be honest. Be honest. And two, live in each fucking moment. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be scary. It's gonna feel like, why the fuck did I make this decision? But when you get on the other side of it, you're gonna be so fucking uncomfortable when you get on the other side of it. You could look back and be like, damn, I'm so happy I went through that. Oh, I got so many stories that I'm gonna share with y'all on the channel in 2023. Oh, I got so many stories like, oh, I'm so glad that I went through that. I was so glad that I went through that. Like when you go through things and you be like, wait a minute, how the fuck am I the age that I'm at right now? But it was something that happened to me when I was 10 that is causing me to do the things that I'm doing right now at the age that I'm at right now. Don't believe me. You ever had somebody tell you they was gonna buy you something when you were little? I'll tell my brother's story, right? So when we were younger, my mother was like, oh, I'm gonna take y'all to Chuck E. Cheese. Now my mother is a work. She worked. She worked. She worked in church. Those are the two things that she did. So she came home and she went and laid down on the couch and she went to sleep. Now me, I was older, so I knew, she was tired. My other brother, he knew. My younger brother was like, basically, he was like, fuck that. You said you was taking us to Chuck E. Cheese. You should take us to Chuck E. Cheese. He spent his entire, up until recently, we laughed about it the other day because he still got a love. Because he was like, you remember your mother said that she was going to take us to Chuck E. Cheese? Oh, I thought I locked the door. Hi. I thought I locked the door. This that 2-year-old, y'all. That 2-year-old just was telling y'all about. She said she was gonna take us to Chuck E. Cheese. She never here. Give it to your daddy. She is not going. Y'all see her? She is not going. Hi, Kimmy. Can you get that to your daddy? Sorry, y'all. I can't do it. And then my brother is in here trying not to be loud. Here, give this to your daddy. Yeah, give it to your daddy. Thank you. She trying to pass it to him at a distance. I'm sorry, y'all. Hey, listen. Our real life. So let me just get back to the story. I told y'all. She gonna try to come in here again. I hope he locked it. She gonna try to come in again. She don't care. She don't care about nothing. She don't care what I'm doing. Look, y'all hear it? She said, "Aw." My brother locked the door. So my brother, he's like 38. Yeah, he's 38. He'll be 39 this year. He's like, that really affected me because ever since she said she was going to take me somewhere and she didn't take us to Chuck E. Cheese, he said when people tell them that they're going to do something for him, he don't believe them. He has trust issues because of my mom. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at my niece who's still knocking at the door trying to get in. He has trust issues because when he was younger, my mother said she was going to take him to Chuck E. Cheese and she didn't. He still to this day he struggles. So funny thing is Mateo, that's Mateo's dad. So when Mateo be like, Dad, are you going to take me to my TT house? And so when he said he's going to take, he can be dog tired. He can be dog tired. He don't want to come down. He lives up north, so he drives. He goes and get him and brings them down here because he don't want to be like our mom and be like, I'm going to do something and don't. But that happened when we were like young. We were young. We wasn't even preteens. We wasn't even, well, I was a teen. He wasn't even a teen yet. He was like in his like 7 or 8. He was like somewhere in there, right? But he's 38, so that's like 30 years he held on to that. And now, even with his son, he's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna tell if I can't get it from he." I said, "What did my nephew get for Christmas?" He said, "A PlayStation 5." I said, "A who?" He said, "A PlayStation 5." I said, "Wait a minute, my nephew just turned 5. How the hell did he get a PlayStation 5?" But okay, he said because he asked me for one, and I told him I would get it. I said, "Well, come on." I mean, hey, them 2 year olds, I'm telling you, and not just because they're two. I say it's because it's the pandemics. Like Bobo that was just saying, her name is Lauren, but her brother calls her Bobo, so everybody calls her Bobo. Um, she was born during COVID. Like she actually was birthed. Like she had COVID when she came when she was born. So I was like, it's something different. It's she's a totally different child. Totally. Like 20, I have a 20, I have a 14, a 8, a 7, 5, 4. When they were two, some of the sweetest kids ever. This one, ooh, she is on the other side of this door living right now. And it's not funny, but it's funny to me because she's living. She's on the other side of that door. And I know she probably staring at them like, who locked the door? You ever wonder what kids be when there's a thing, there's actually a thing on TikTok right now. It's like you could say whatever, you could say a cuss word. They say you got an opportunity, 5 seconds or 10 seconds or something, to cuss me out. What words would you use? Boy, them kids be cursing. They be saying all kinds of stuff. Like it's so many like different like games and trends or whatever you want to call them now, where I just be looking like I would never. And it's not because I was like afraid of my mom because she's my mom, but it was like I would never even think to do that. I would never think to slap my mom. I would never think to like, I don't know. Like they like, oh, so and so died. Like, did y'all see Angela Bassett's son? Soon as I saw that and I saw her reaction, I said, "Oh, that young man is gonna get a. He's gonna get. Mm-hmm." And then y'all saw his apology. The other, like y'all saw his apology. He had that cry that was like, that's how you know when you had got a good one of those, cause you get that when that camera went off. I guarantee you, he went in there and went to sleep. Whew, man. I miss my days. I miss the 80s. I don't miss all the other stuff that happened. What I miss the 80s though. Sorry, y'all. I told y'all I'm feeling nostalgic, but the moral of this podcast today is get uncomfortable. You want to start a YouTube? Don't wait till you got lights. Don't wait till you got a good camera. Use the camera you got in your hand. If you have a Samsung, an Android, if you have an iPhone, you know you got a good camera. But any one of those phones, you have a good camera. Use it. You probably got lamps in your house. Use them. Use what you got so you can get what you want. Get uncomfortable. Stop waiting for everything to be perfect because newsflash. Now, I don't know, maybe no one has ever told you to. Nothing in life is perfect. Not a thing. Nothing in life is perfect. Nothing in life will ever be perfect. I know you're probably like, well, what would Jesus do? Jesus would tell you himself, nothing is perfect. Nothing. Jesus is born, and then we didn't hear about him for like 33 years. And then in the 33rd year, well, we did. He was like, okay, we heard about him like 4 times. So when he was like born, and then he was lost, and then he was in the temple, and then it was like, what happened to him? We don't know. And then he showed up on the 33rd year, and it was like, oh, I'm about to carry this cross. And then, hey, even Jesus will tell you that life isn't perfect. You got to do the best that you can with what you got. until you can get something better. Get uncomfortable. If you survived, if you're watching this, if you are listening to this, you have fucking survived a global fucking pandemic. I dropped the F bomb 2 times in one sentence. Yep, sure did. You have survived a global fucking pandemic. If you have not made the decision to live your best life, I want you to do that right now. I want you to say, I'm going to use the phone in my hand, the phone, the tablet. You can even use your Apple Watch. If you got an Apple Watch, a Samsung Watch, a smart watch, whatever you got, you can use those too. Use those. Use what you got so you can get what you want. Get uncomfortable. If you've been in a relationship and you're like, oh yeah, I want this person to marry me, and they're like not talking about marriage, or just like, but I love you so much, we've been together for so long, and it's you want more, it's okay for you to want more. Maybe you just need to say, hey, we need some time apart. And not some we need some time apart, but we gonna still do adult situations because we don't want to do it with other people. Just like take that time to yourself. Learn what your likes and dislikes are. Not just being with somebody because it's like, well, I've been with you for this long. I guess we may as well just stay together. If you haven't realized you survived a global fucking pandemic, like real life, like at any point, anytime, for me, I could have died September 2001. I could have died March 18th, 2022, but I'm still here. So I don't know about y'all, but she got it. Sorry, y'all. She like TT. I could have died, but I didn't. And clearly I didn't die because there's something that I'm supposed to be doing. And I know what the fuck I feel like we all know what we're supposed to be doing. But sometimes it scares us a little bit because it's like, oh, I have to be better than what I am right now. Oh, yes, you have to be better. You walking around here, you got millionaire dreams, but you walking around here with pennies and nickels. You hanging out with people that don't want anything more than what they got, but you want the sun, the moon, and the stars. It's time for you to get uncomfortable. Nah, you might not be able to hang out with the guys or the girls, or you might not be able to turn up and do what you want because you focus. I want to complete a goal. Listen. You want to do something, you have to do something different. I said earlier about looking up definitions, right? I looked up the definition of insanity and I was like, do people not know what this means? Like, do people not read this? Because in my mind, if you look up the definition of insanity, it say doing the same thing, looking for a different results. Of course, I kind of paraphrase that, but that's what it means. Like doing the same thing every day, looking for a different result. You getting up in the morning like, yeah, I want to be a millionaire, and then you don't do anything to become a millionaire. You don't do anything. You just get up and go to the job that you hate. You hang out with the same people that you're gonna see all the time. That's the one thing I couldn't get. Like I couldn't understand. Like it's people who, now this is no judgment or anything like that. I just couldn't understand it to somebody. I couldn't understand how people would go out every week with the same people that they saw during the week, buy new outfits just to wear to the club, that they're going to hang out with the same people that they just saw during the week. Like that didn't make sense for me. It's like if I was going somewhere different, I would do that. But to see the same people I'm going to go to a club to buy drinks, to drink with the same people that I was just drinking with all week. It's enough for me. I need variety in my life. I realize that about myself. I need variety. I need to be challenged. I can't be complacent. Like if I'm not challenged in life, that's even like with I said, if someone wants to just give me some money, of course I'm gonna take it, but it would be gone. It's already gone. But if I work hard for it, I'm going to know where every penny, nickel, dime, dollar, I know where it's going to. I know where it's going to be at. I know all of that. But now, at this point in stage, I don't give a fuck about money. I care about building relationship, having resources to share because when COVID happened, we couldn't go nowhere. We wasn't at the clubs. We wasn't traveling. We wasn't going on cruises. We wasn't flying. We wasn't doing anything. Everybody was sitting in their house watching each other on YouTube or praying and hoping that, they didn't catch COVID. Like now, like y'all, COVID is like rising back up, right? And then you got influenza, right? But it's people like, I, I don't care. I didn't get sick or I had COVID. It wasn't that bad. And I'm just looking like, yeah, I had it. I don't ever want it again. I don't want that. I don't want Ebola. I don't want polio. I don't want none of that. I don't want anything. I just want to be okay. I want to live my best fucking life and be happy. I love when we were little, we used to go to the arcades all the time. They have an arcade here, it's called Up Down, and they have some amazing pizza. It's like $2 and they give you a big slice of pizza, but they have all of the old school games. And I just thought to myself, like, I was real life telling my mother, like, now, my mother brought us, we had ColecoVision, Atari, Sega Genesis, we had Nintendo 64. We had a Virtual Boy. I don't know if y'all know about that, but that was before these Oculus and VRs. We had all of the games. We had Game Boys. We had those little handheld games. We had the Game and Watch. My mother, like, we had everything. So why she didn't want us to grow up and play with video games, it was beyond me. But now that I think about it and I play Call of Duty Mobile, it's like, if I would have been playing video games all this time, I could have been like the funny story, right? I look back at my videos. I did YouTube. I have videos on YouTube from 16 years ago. Yeah, no, 16 years ago. That was before they was throwing millions of dollars at people. And it's like now I look back and I was like, dang, I was pre millionaire. No, I'm not a millionaire right now. Not a millionaire right now. But it's never been about the money for me. Now, I do need money to pay my bills and stuff, so I do have that, but it's never been about the money. It's always about reaching and connecting with other people and understanding and building. That's what it's always been about. When I was on the podcast and I was talking, I was just like, you know what? I really am a bridge. That's what I am. I love connecting people. I love, how can I help you? I love that. And then I realized when I did my ancestry, that's in my lineage. Like the people before me. Lineage. My grandmother, my aunties, my uncles, they will all tell me the story about my grandfather who my mother was like, I picked cotton. I'm looking at her like, how did you pick cotton? And then, well, I'm thinking like, how did you pick cotton? And you weren't born in times of, but our family has land down there that's cotton is. And so I was just like, oh, that's so weird. And then I thought about going to predominantly white schools, and then I thought about going to a predominantly white college in a predominantly white town, and then I saw those people who, you're looking in the history books, you're looking like, oh well, yeah, these people, they're in the history books, and then you walk into your classroom and you seeing those people walking by you like, wait a minute, you are in my history book. How am I able to see you walking right now on this campus? I was so out of my comfort zone and I'm like so uncomfortable that I just was like not realizing, not realizing. Now I realize at the time how dangerous that was. But at that time, you wasn't about to tell me, you know, that's why I be saying, right? As a parent, if you're a parent, I don't have kids, but I'm pretty sure as a parent, you probably looked at your child. There's probably been multiple moments when you looked at your child, maybe not your young children, excuse me, but your older kids. If you got older kids, if you are an older kid, you probably looked at your mom and was like, I know that my life is in jeopardy, but I don't even know that my life is in jeopardy. You ever looked at your child like you don't even know that your life is in jeopardy? I remember growing up, I used to look at my brothers like, ooh, you is pushing the boundaries. And people be pushing them boundaries. At this point in time in my life, I'm not with pushing no boundaries. I set boundaries and I move away from them. If you cross them, I leave you where you are and I keep going. I promised myself 2023 I am going to do everything. And now I have a little leeway, so just in case, life throws me another curveball, hey, I got a plan in place. So I know what I can do, what I can't do. I'm happy to start back up working out cuz I am in a better space. I'm healed. I'm a lot more healed than I was last year. Um so I am able to be active. So I was talking to someone. So I said, I want to know who I want to talk to people who have had the surgery that I had, right? And so I started to talk to people who had the surgery that I had. Then my doctor said was like, "Oh, 6 to 8 months, you will be fine. You'll be back to doing the regular stuff that you were able to do." And I was like, "Okay." So when it came that 8th month, I gave it an extra month. It was 9 months, and I was like, "Okay, yeah, let me get back to working out." And I was just like, no. And there was pain in places that wasn't pain before, and I was like, let me. And then I go back to the doctor. Now they was confident when they told me 6 to 8 months you'll be okay, everything will be fine. So then I go back to the doctor and they like, oh well, someone should have told you that that's just an estimate that we give. Hold on. Y'all should have been that confident when y'all said that 6 months ago. So then I was like, I was talking to the lady who had the surgeries that I had, and she was like, "Listen, baby, I'm gonna tell you, you probably won't be good for the next 2, 4. It all depends." She's like, "They should say depend on your body," and I was like, "Yeah, if they would have gave me that, I would have been okay. But don't tell me 6 to 8 months and then I can't work out, I can't do none of the stuff that I was doing." I had to stay. My brother has a ranch style home, so I had to live with him for like a couple of months because I couldn't walk upstairs. It's so many things that I'm just now starting to do that I get emotional talking about because you don't think about it like you do it regularly. Like just being able to pick up my nieces and nephews is like it's so amazing for me. Even being able to hug them because this this time last year I was planning surgery. I so I'm grateful. It took me being uncomfortable to get to the point where I am right now where it's just like I can literally do any fucking thing I want. I'm going to do every fucking thing that I want. And because it has worked for me, I want to encourage you. Now listen, I'm not saying it's a guarantee that it will work for you, but if you've been doing the same fucking thing for the last 3 years, what could it hurt? What could it hurt? You've been saying for the last 2 years you're gonna start a fucking YouTube channel. Just start the fucking channel. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. Figure out what works for you. But most importantly, just be yourself. Be yourself. You know, so the surgery I had, okay, so they're like, oh, we're gonna do so I had to have a complete hysterectomy. I'll tell y'all more about that on my YouTube channel, on the videos. So I had to have a complete hysterectomy, right? And so I was cool with that. I was like, okay, because they was like, at first they was like, we're gonna take the little robot, we're gonna go in, we're gonna do all like this, and I was like, okay, cool. She is persistent. I'm gonna give that to her. So I go to the uh I go to the I don't even know what is pre-op whatever it is before I go into surgery, and they're like, let's just look at it again. Look at I told y'all she was gonna get in. She done broke the lock on my door. Hi, go get some tissue. Yeah, get some tissue and come back, okay? So I go to that, and they're like, "Oh no, we can't do that surgery. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut you from here to here." And I was like, "Wait, who? What? Why?" And they're like, "Because I had a mass, and they said the mass was cancerous, and it was a whole big old thing. It was a whole big old moment for me. Long story short, I don't have cancer, and they was able to move the mass, but I had to have a complete hysterectomy because it has shifted my entire organs, all of my organs, over to the left side. That's not tissue. Go get tissue. Um, Shift everything over to the left side, so I had to get all of those things removed. I'm still processing it. I'm still processing it. I'm still processing it. Right? I told y'all she persistent. Look, she, she persistent. You gotta love her. She said, "I'm getting through this locked door." How she got through the door that was locked, I don't even know. But y'all saw she just came in here because it was definitely locked. Because my brother locked it. So I don't know, but yeah. So I had the surgery, and then they're like, we had to take out all. They told me a list of all the things they took out. I was like, damn, I thought I was just going to get a mass removed. I didn't know I was going to get everything on the inside except for my intestines, spleen, and something else that was in there. It's still up in there. But I make jokes. Hi. Hi, Nell Fairy. I know, right? So I make jokes about when I be working out this time, I'm gonna have a 24 pack because I'm gonna have that. And I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all from my before all the way through it. Because when I think about it now, it's like I have nothing but space and opportunity to get a six pack. You want a six pack? I get a little four pack at the top. I'll be like, yeah, I'm good. I'm getting a 24 pack. That means I'm gonna have like eight, and I'm gonna have some on the sides, and I'm gonna have the some in the back. You seen them people where they backs be looking strong. I'm gonna have all of that, and I'm gonna do all of it from the comfort of my own house. I'm gonna be uncomfortable because usually I would go to the gym, but I'm gonna be uncomfortable. I'm gonna do it in my own house first, and then maybe I'll go to the gym, maybe not. But I feel more comfortable. Um, Not comfortable, but I feel safe here. I feel safe. It's not about comfort for me because I'm pushing myself hard with these workouts. Not too hard, but I'm pushing myself hard. I try not to make eye contact because is it good? My brother is like, come on, get out of there. She don't care. She's still in here. I told y'all about these 2 year olds. They gangster. They don't care nothing. She broke the lock on the door. She didn't really break it. It probably just needs to be tightened. But she definitely got in here. Y'all saw her. It was locked. She knocked and she cried. She said, "Oh man, TT." And here she came in here. But I just want y'all to get uncomfortable. I've been uncomfortable sitting in this chair, figuring out live streams, figuring out how I'm going, maneuver with my life. And it's been great. It's been some of the best decisions. And oh, wait, I meant to say this, right? When you go on a journey of healing and self discovery, I told you to be honest, be open, and just sit in there. Just sit. Whatever comes, sit. And I say sit because I want you to realize, like, I said earlier about being disappointed. You ever been disappointed when you were younger, and then now as an adult you could see, like, you don't trust, or you don't believe, or you don't be vulnerable with people, or you don't share, or you don't give of yourself because you don't want people to take advantage of you. Where some of the best things in life, I'm not going to say it's for people to take advantage of you, but to have intimate relationships with other people. And I don't just mean sexual, I mean like being able to sit down and talk to somebody and understand where they come from, understand, share where you are, and then y'all can find a common ground and be like, damn, I was just there. For me, that's why I wanted to talk to people who have had a hysterectomy, because it's like there's different there's different things that happen with my body, and I was just like, hold on, wait a minute, I've never not been able to do that, and I just wanted to know because the doctors, I'm not saying it, they don't know, but they don't know. Um, and you got to talk to people who been where you are, or been where, or who like surpassed where you are. So I be saying like I hear a lot of people, especially when it comes to like church or religion, um even with like the Catholic Church, and there's like, oh, there's so many people that's been molested, so many people that's been taken advantage of, and they're like, hey, we're gonna give you money, hey, we're gonna do this over in the Catholic Church, but at the same time you have the PAW, the PCAF, and the Baptist and the Kojic and all these other different churches that stuff is happening in too, and people just would rather not talk about it, when in reality there's so many broken people out here. And if we all just take the time to like think of another person as a human being, get uncomfortable. You see that person at the gas station asking for money. I know you probably be like, this is my hard earned money, but just think about this for a minute, right? Think about if you were the person that was standing outside of the gas station. What if you were the person that was standing on the side of the road with a sign that was like, hey, and then in your mind, you probably like, I'll never be like that. Listen. I said the same thing. I will never be homeless. I will never have to go without. And I was homeless, not because I didn't do anything that I was supposed to do. I did everything that I was supposed to do, but I was still homeless. And I don't mean like, oh, I could go. I meant homeless. I had nowhere to go. Gracefully, gratefully, I had people who looked out for me. Gratefully, I slept in a car for a long period of time. Slept in a car. I slept at Children's Hospital. I did things I never would have thought I would have had to do, but I did them. And you know what? When I see those people sitting outside of the gas station, I don't be like, oh, if they take this money and go buy drugs or alcohol, let that. I don't pray. That's witchcraft hoodoo for me. That's what I perceive that to be. I give it to them because I remember when I was hungry. I remember when I was cold. I remember when I didn't have anything, no place to go. Someone let me sleep in their car. It was a small Kia Rio, but I slept in the car and I was warm and I felt safe. And I could only imagine, like, what if I didn't have this car to sleep in? And I kept saying to myself, like, how the fuck did I get here? I paid my bills on time. I did everything I was supposed to do, and I still ended up homeless. I just said, I tell myself, so now, like people like, you don't be going to travel, you don't be doing that shit. Let me tell you the two things that I make sure, it's actually three that I make sure get paid: my rent, my lights, and my internet. I make sure those three get paid. If I don't never do nothing, but this year I'm going to be traveling. So, hey, I make sure that those are paid, and not just for myself, because I have nieces and nephews. I have family members that if an event that's something, I want them to be able to come and till they get on their feet. I don't want anybody to experience that feeling. That's always been me. I don't want you to experience that feeling. So if I'm like, I shared the story about drinking and driving, and it's not to be like, ooh, look at me, I was drinking and driving. This is be like, no, I don't give a fuck if you only had one sip. If you just put it up to your mouth, it was like, ooh, that's good. That was it. Do not get in a fucking car and drive. Because technically, you had a drink, and then you would be driving. And I told a story where I was drinking and driving, and no, I didn't hit anybody, or no, I didn't hit anything, but I scared myself so bad that it only took that one time. And I watch where people be on their 15th, 16th OWI, and it's just like, how? It only took one time for me. I fell asleep at the light. I kid you not. It was only like a second, but it felt like an eternity for me. And I woke up and I was like, if you let me get home, I won't. I was by my house already. So it wasn't like I drove a long distance. I was already by my house. And so I just was like, I parked the car. I went in the house and I cried. I cried like I can't believe. I was grateful that I made it home, but I couldn't believe like I got in the car and I was driving, knowing that I had alcohol in my system. So ever since then, I be talking to people. You go to a party and people like, "Girl, I ain't drunk. I only had this drink." Think about this, right? I want you to think about this, and I'm not trying to scare you. I want you to think about this reality, right? How many times have you ever heard of the drunk driver dying? I'll wait. I've never heard of a drunk driver dying. Again, it's 15th, 16th, 17th OWI, but I have heard of everyone else in the car. I have heard of that. And for me, I'm not gonna be the everyone else in the car. It's a no. I'll be the designated driver. I will be. And we all make it home safe and everybody be able to go out again next week. Life is not that. I was so happy. Um, the fall of last year was my first time seeing a commercial for Mary Jane. You know how they got a drink driver. They had a Mary Jane commercial and it was like, did you have anything? And they had edibles and they had all the other stuff. And then the dude got pulled over and I was like, holy shit, why did it take him so long to do that? Like, I know people who, shoo, we, and they be driving. They had their kids in the car and everything. And I just be looking like, oh, that is so unsafe. But we gotta get uncomfortable. If you are a parent and you like, oh, I want to do better for my kids, I want to get. Don't give them everything that you didn't have because then that's gonna turn them into something different because now they're gonna be ungrateful. I'm not saying that your kids are ungrateful. I'm just saying like they're gonna be different. They have to work hard. Like you have to go get a summer job or get a job and then buy your own shoes and stuff like that. It taught us values. I learned values. And we had a lot of disposable income. But get uncomfortable. Do the thing that you want to do. Do it. You want to quit your job, but you don't know how to make money, but you already got ideas in your head of how you're going to make money. But I got to find the time to do it. You have to make time. Time is an illusion. Time is what you make it. I know you probably got to watch on and we probably looking at it like, oh, you've been online for an hour and 49 minutes. It's all an illusion. It's all whatever you make it. I made time to sit here and talk for an hour and 49 minutes. You have to do that. Shell, not everybody have time like you. Everybody could have time. If you really want to do something, you will make the time for it. You ever heard that? If somebody really wants to talk to you, you ever be calling somebody, right? And they is not answering. And you like, I know you looking at your phone because I just seen you post a status or I just seen you post a picture on Instagram and then you call them back. It's like, why you ain't answering? And then they call you and then they be like, why you ain't answer? Girl, I was that dude that ever or you call somebody and your phone and it goes straight to voicemail. Like how you just called me and now I'm going straight to voicemail. It's like phone tag. Me, I video time people. I like talking to people on the phone, I do. But I like video time because I like to see people. I told y'all I'm really personal like that. I like to that's me. If I like you and I get to know you, you gonna be in my space. You're gonna be in my facilitated area. I have a whole community. When I tell y'all my community lifted me, that kept me lifted all 2022. I will forever be grateful for them. I will forever be grateful for the members on my channel. I'll forever be grateful for the subscribers. I will forever be grateful. YouTube, definitely. Y'all kept me lifted in the midst of, I didn't even post a video for 3 months last year. And y'all kept me lifted. Inbox, DMs, emails, y'all kept me lifted. And for that, I will forever be grateful. So y'all will always get a lot of stuff first because y'all kept me lifted and I appreciate that. But had I not got out of my comfort zone, I wouldn't have been able to, none of this would be able to have happened. I had to get uncomfortable. You can have hope, dreams, and aspirations, but if you don't do the work to get there, it's just hopes, dreams, and aspirations. People make New Year's resolutions, vision boards, or yearly compasses, or whatever it is that you made. If you don't do the work to get there, and you can't do what you've been doing, you can't do the habitual things. Like you get up in the morning, you shower, you brush your teeth, you wash your face, you put your clothes on, you do all of that. You do all of that. You got to do something different. Do something different. Do something different in order to get the thing that you want. Get uncomfortable. I'm not saying stay uncomfortable. I didn't say stay uncomfortable. I said get uncomfortable. Get uncomfortable to get that thing that you want. You want to be a YouTuber? Get uncomfortable. Get in front of the camera. Make a bunch of videos. Post them. Maybe you probably thinking that mukbangs and challenges is your thing, and people probably think you're really funny. So comedy, they probably watch your channel because you're funny. Do whatever it is. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do pranks and challenges, and then I was like, I started doing juicing and workout and positive affirmations. It was like, okay, I guess this is what my channel is: light, love, and positivity, all day, every day. That's what it is. And I started singing again. I started speaking, and it's just been great. It just been great. But it took me getting uncomfortable. Get uncomfortable. How do I get uncomfortable? Do that thing that you've been afraid to do. The thing that's in the back of your mind is like, how am I gonna do this? Do it. I need, just do it. I be telling people all the time, like, I go to these pitch competitions, these pitch events. I be in all of these different spaces with entrepreneurs, right? And you hear the stories of how these people started. They didn't have shit. They went in their closet, they went in their garage, they went in their refrigerator, they went in their pantry, and they used what the fuck they had and got getting money out here. When I say getting money, I don't mean like they getting money. I mean like they getting money out here from using shit in a house. It's people that go in a house and find like old vinyls. It's people that go and find like old pennies. I seen a man. It's a app. A man scanned a penny, and the penny was worth $279.65. I said, "Oh, I need to get that app because I got a whole jar full of pennies. I'm gonna just be in here scanning, scanning pennies all day long. If a 1 penny for $279, hey, I don't know if it was a scam or not, but listen, I was watching it like, wait a minute, I got pennies. I got a phone. What's this app? I could do that. I, I, I sure in hell can do that. Uh, People at home playing video games. Real life. I've been telling music artists, I've been saying, oh, you gotta get on, you gotta get on. I was like, you could do a whole NBA 2K, or you could do a Call of Duty Let's Run, Call of Duty Word, Modern Warfare, whatever it is. You could do tournaments like that. And then I see T Pain, and I see T Grizzly, and like all these different major label artists is doing it. And I was like, I've been saying this for 3 years, 5 years. I've been saying that somebody, if they do it, they gonna make a lot of money. And T Grizzly be over there getting. You do that, and then you sell your merchandise, and then mention you got have your music playing while you doing all of that. Listen, I'm telling y'all, if you got an idea, we can get together because I do this every day, all day. I got ideas. I can see people and just be like, man, you know what? It'll be dope. Is this one lady that's on TikTok, right? I was thinking to myself, like, man, artists need to do something that could grab people attention, right? So she do freestyles. Like she call it cereal freestyle. So she have a bowl of cereal. She is real cereal, not like she just got the cereal sitting there. She got the cereal and she eating cereal and she freestyling. It's other people that do like whatever you type in the chat that freestyle. I'm like, oh, that shit is creative. Like, why? I've been saying people should do stuff like this. Then I said to myself, oh, somebody should do it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be the first to do it. And then I did it. And it actually turned out pretty dope. So, Every Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, I do karaoke's on the social medias. You should definitely kick it, come hang out, kick it if you haven't already. In the description box down below is my Discord. You should definitely come hang out at the Discord because I be showing people how to do everything. I'm a resource. That's who I am. I'm a resourcer. A resourcer. I'm a resourcer. That's hilarious. She laughed. I had to see what she was laughing at because you don't know. If you don't got a 2 year old, you ain't been around a 2 year old, you don't know. They on a whole nother level you got to see because one time I was just sitting here and I just looked over and she was just quiet and I looked at my wall. It was marker all across my wall. Woo. But you got to get uncomfortable. If you don't take away anything that I've said today, if you take away something that I said today, get uncomfortable. It's time. It is time for you to get uncomfortable. 2023 should not go out without you not accomplishing at least one thing you set out to do 3 years ago. And I say 3 years ago because, when 2019 was going on, we was all like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to have this business. I'm going to travel. I'm going to do all this. And then it was like pandemic. And it was like, oh, my God, what am I going to do? How am I pay my bills? I need to get food. What 2023. We 8 days in. What you going to do? You going to get uncomfortable or you going to still be doing the same thing that you've been doing? Looking for a different result. Oh, God bless me with a car, but I never went to, I don't even know what kind of car I want. I don't have a license. I don't even know how to drive a car. Where am I going to park the car? What kind of fees come along with the car? Oh, that was a lot. We just had an open water bottle on top of electronics. You ought to see how fast I grabbed it because it was yeah. Gotta be on. You gotta keep your head on the swivel, as they say in Call of Duty Mobile. You gotta keep your head on the swivel because them 2 year olds be moving fast. You gotta be fast. The 2 year olds move. They move like the speed of lightning. Like she was literally just walking through the door, and then I looked down and she was right here with a whole bottle of water. Who gives a 2 year old a whole bottle of water? And I say that, but nobody probably gave it to her. She know how to go in the refrigerator and get whatever she want. That's what I'm saying. We got to be resilient as a 2 year old. Is you comparing us to a 2 year old? Yes, because they have no She has no fear. No fear whatsoever. And I remember that when I crossed over into 2022 and as 2022 was going and we got to 2023, I was like, I'm not letting fear stop me from doing shit. Definitely ain't gonna stop me from doing these podcasts. It's definitely ain't gonna stop me from helping people build their YouTubes or Twitches or whatever they want to do, whatever business I'm gonna do whatever I can. You want to write a book? Hey, I got some resources. I can give them to you. We can make it work. And I'm saying so we can sit down and I can help you come up with a plan. Whatever it is that you want to do, when you want to release it, where you want to release it at, how you want it to look. We could do all of that. I had people to do that for me. And I made it to where I am because of those people taking the time to do it for me. Not, come on. No, they did it for me. It was like, I see your vision. I'm going to help you get to where you're going. You don't got to pay me. You don't got to do all of that. Just when you get there, help somebody else. Pay it forward. For me, it's all about building community, and that's it. The money gonna come. I mean, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a hustler, baby. It's gonna come. It's money all around me. See these albums back there? Money. See this phone, this mic right here? Money. I'm doing studio sessions for $100. Everybody be wanting to get in the studio. It's money everywhere. You just gotta tap into it. Tap into it. You got a child that plays video games. Twitch, YouTube. Twitch, YouTube. I mean, hey, they do music. They play with toys. If you got a child and your child don't got a YouTube, come on. Again, Ryan's toy review. I was telling my brother, I was like, dude, remember we was just sitting here and laughing at Ryan like, oh, I think he was like 8 making $20 million, I think, or he was making millions at. Can you pick those up for me, please? Thank you. Did y'all hear the rest of them hit the floor while I asked her to pick them up and she said, "You welcome." And ironically, they're Sour Patch Kids that she just poured all over the floor. Kids. Gotta love them. Can you pick them up for me, please? Mm-mm. She said, I guess somebody else gonna be picking them up because I'm not picking them up, and then I'll be picking them up. Listen, they have a whole kids app that pays kids to play with toys. I was saying, listen, I'm gonna tell you, I was like, okay, they had Ryan's toy review, right? And then Ryan has two little sisters, so then he has a channel. The two little sisters have a channel. The mom and dad has a channel, and then they have a family channel. Do you see? You see what I'm saying? Get uncomfortable. If your child got toys, Barbies especially, do y'all see how many people be out here playing with Barbie dolls? It be grown ass people playing with Barbie dolls, but you know what? They trying to be booming because people like to see people play with Barbie dolls. Watch what y'all see. Y'all gonna see what I'm gonna do on my channel. I told somebody, let me tell you all this, right? Then I'm gonna wrap it up. I told somebody you should get on Twitch. They was like, "Why should I get on Twitch? It's only for video gaming." I said, "Nope. It's a lot of stuff you could do on Twitch. A lot of it. When I say it's a lot of stuff, it's a lot of stuff you can do on Twitch." And they was like, "I don't even know." And I said, "Listen, people always talk about they want to make money while they sleep, right? You probably said I want to make money in my sleep, right? There is a category on Twitch. It says I'm only sleeping, and these people literally make money while they're on Twitch sleeping. If you don't believe me, go over to Twitch right now. I'm only sleeping, and you will see the donations on a thing, donations on their screen. Scroll while they're sleeping. You will see that. I kid you not. You think I'm joking? Go over to Twitch. I'm only sleeping. People are literally making money while they sleep. While you're going to that job that you don't even like, somebody is over there sleeping with their webcam, phone, whatever it is they got, making money. You got to get uncomfortable. That's all I'm going to say. I ain't telling you to go over there and sleep, but I'm saying these people making money while they sleep. And you at a job you don't even like. Come on, somebody. But we got to get uncomfortable. If you got a child and they're good at painting, they're good at, you can sell it on Etsy. You could set up a Shopify. Create, if you make t-shirts, Shopify, Etsy, Pinterest. I mean, I could, you want to know where to go, I could point you in the right direction. You probably like, Shell, why you want to doing that? I do a lot of stuff. I just don't promote it, but I am going to start promoting it as 2023 continues to progress, because I just literally told somebody, I said, if I was able to do all that I did in 2022 and I didn't even leave out of my house, I didn't do too much of nothing, and I was really successful with that, imagine if I apply myself a little bit more, what I can do. So that's my challenge for 2023. I'm bit out of my comfort zone. 2022, I hopped off the porch. I hopped out of my comfort zone. I was like, I'm out here. I'm out here. And so now it's like, I'm tapping into everything because I can. Not just because I can, but because I want to make sure that you know that you can do it. I've been telling people, like, I would never tell somebody to do something that I haven't had experience in, haven't done it, isn't currently doing it, or, figured it out. That's just me. That's just me. But that's all I got. Um, Remember that it is important for you to use your words because that is the only way that anyone will ever know what you are feeling and what you are thinking. It is important for you to get uncomfortable so that you can get that thing that you've always wanted. It's not just going to fall out of the sky. You have to literally do the work, plan, do the work, and it will come. Plan, do the work, and it will come. It might not, I'm not saying it's gonna come just like that. I'm not saying it's gonna come 2, 1, 6. It can happen at any time, but you have to do the work. Stop being humble. Stop doing the same thing, expecting different results. Do something different. Do something different. If you always did the same diet when it was around this time and you never lost weight, do something different. Juice, drink full water, just eat fruits and vegetables. Do something different. Do something that you've never done before so that you can get the thing that you always wanted. I will never let a live video, vlog, show, or anything that I present to you go out without me telling you to love yourself. This includes your faults, your fears, and your failures. Know yourself, trust yourself, and for the love of humanity, just be yourself. Why? Because you need you, I need you, this great big old world needs you to be exactly who you were created to be, not who we want you to be. If anybody cannot love you for love, respect, and appreciate you for being authentically you, they do not deserve to be in your space. It's 2023. You have tolerated that shit long enough. Set that boundary and move. Don't forget to get your toiletries, non-perishable food items, water, disinfectant, set some cash money to the side. And if you are engaging in adult activities, make sure you wrap that shit up. Make sure you wash your hands. Make sure you wear your mask. Make sure you protect yourself. Not just yourself, protect your family. Protect your family. That's all I got. Y'all know what time it is. If you don't know what time it is, I suggest you watch the finger, sweetie. This has been episode number 2 for 2023. It's only up for here. You know what time it is. If you don't know what time it is, I suggest you watch the finger, sweetie. They will tell you. You want to say hi? Come on. Hi. Say hello, beautiful people. Okay. Anyways, now she gonna act shy. Been over there talking the whole entire time. Anyways, that's all I got. Y'all know what time it is. Until next time, I love you. Peace.